Derek is going to be next. Derek is in Illinois. Hi, Derek. Welcome to the EntreLeadership Podcast. How can we help?
Hi, Dave. I'm the general manager of a repair company. We have about 35 employees, and I am going to have the ability, or I'm in talks to have the ability to purchase the company. And I'm kind of wondering whether or not I should continue down this road based upon some general differences I'm having with the owner on general day-to-day operations.
Okay, so you don't agree with the way it's being operated now?
Yeah, we kind of butt heads when it comes to personnel and the handling of employees.
And if you own it and you buy it from him, why would there be a butting of the heads? He would no longer have a say.
Right. I think the important detail I probably omitted was that I think we'd had some talks 3 years ago about it being around this time, and now we've kind of pushed that timeline back another 2 to 3 years, and I'm concerned about whether or not I can hang on that long myself to get there. So I guess I'm kind of looking for some advice on how to maybe.
So why is he pushing the timeline?
I'm not 100% sure. I think it has to do with financials on his end.
Okay. All right. So what is the net profit of the business after all the managers, including the owner being a manager, are paid?
It's like $960.
That's after he gets a salary?
Yes.
So it's making $1 million a year?
Mm-hmm.
Wow. And what's he want to sell it to you for? How much?
Well, we had some discussions a couple weeks ago, and we're looking at around 3.6.
Okay, that's not unreasonable. And he is how much of a salary is he being paid?
I believe it's around 125.
Okay, and the 960 one more time is net of that 125.
Yes.
And how much of a salary are you being paid?
Around 75.
Okay. How old is this guy?
But
how old is this guy?
Mid-40s.
Okay. So why is he selling?
I don't think he's in love with it.
Okay. So why does he want to hang around?
Like I said, I think my gut feeling, I don't have confirmation, but my gut feeling is that he's holding on for a financial number. He's got a number in his head of money he's trying to make.
In addition to the $3.6 million.
Yes. Yeah. He's, putting away money for something or trying to secure a certain amount for his next venture or something of that nature.
And how are you planning to pay him the $3.6 million?
We've discussed for owner financing, and then paying out of profits.
Okay.
One of the things that, it did come up in our most recent conversation is there's a significant inventory of products. Part of our business is selling things. There's a significant inventory, probably around $400,000 worth of inventory of products that we sell in addition to the repair. I don't know how that works.
Well, let me tell you how it works.
Is that going to be money on top of the 3.6?
Wait a minute. Here's how it works. Okay. There's 3 ways you can value a business, a small business, for sale. Okay. The least a business is worth is book value. Book value is the receivables minus the payables plus any hard assets like inventory. Okay? So if in other words, if you closed the doors, collected all the bills and paid all the bills and sold off everything, that's book value. Okay? Or in some businesses, and it's rare, but you can find some places you can do a multiple of gross revenues. Doesn't apply very often, and it's a bad method. I don't like it. The best method is a simple multiple of the net profit. And so you're at about 3.5 times your net profit is your multiple. You follow me? You don't get to do that plus inventory. You don't mix these methods. It's either worth a multiple of net profit or it's worth book value, whichever is more. In this case, it's more to be a multiple of the net profit. So the way you all evaluate it is not plus inventory, period.
Okay.
The inventory goes with the deal. Now, a piece of real estate doesn't, but the actual inventory, the trucks, the equipment to do the repairs, the tool sets, the forklift, whatever the crap all that stuff is just part of the business. All of that stuff creates the net profit, and a multiple of the net profit is the valuation. Does that make sense?
Yes.
So 3.6 is a good number. 3.6 is a good number. 3.6 plus inventory is not a proper methodology.
Okay. And then another question, would accounts receivable be included in that?
No, that's what I just said. They're part of book value.
Okay. All right. I just wanted to double check. Yeah. Because that was another point that we were talking about.
He's not a sophisticated seller, or he would know this.
Okay.
He's just a guy.
Okay.
This guy that's got a company that's doing pretty good. All right. So here's what I would do in your case, and that's why you're calling. I would say the 3.6 is a really good number. If I were in your shoes, I would offer him 125 plus 960. I would, whatever percentage that is. In other words, if I were you, I would live on your current salary, and I would give him 100% of the profits above that, or 90% of the profits above that. Okay, real profit. Mm-hmm. You live on your old salary until he gets his 3.6. So let's call it $1 million, and that means in 3 years and a half he's going to have all his payout. That might solve his problem that he's drag-butting his feet around on if he thought he was going to get all his money that fast.
Okay.
So if you give him 90% of profits or 80% of profits after you receive only a salary of 75 or maybe 100, I don't care, something like that. In other words, you're not going to take money out of this until you get him off your back. And if profits go down, you don't owe him anything except the profits. You don't have a fixed payment. So if there's a COVID quarantine and your profits went in half, you don't owe him $900,000. You would owe him $400,000 or whatever, right?
Right.
So I'm going to give you all profits above X, or a percentage of profits above me taking this base salary until we get you to 3.6, whatever that timeline is. It should be in the 3 to 5 year range that you get all your money. And if we're going to do that, I want to execute that sometime in the next 12 months. And that gets him out of your hair.
Yeah, from your experience, you think just a forward conversation, offering something to that nature will move this along?
I hope so. Otherwise, you're going to it's going to help you discover what the blocker is. What's the blocker? Because if he comes back and goes, no, okay, I don't understand. Because we've agreed on a number, and I figured out a way to get you the number really, really fast. Why are we waiting? I don't want to wait. And this is how it would be if I was sitting there. You got to help me here, because I got to understand. I don't understand. Because now, what are the differences of opinion about how operations go that y'all are having? What's that over? Well, he wants to be tougher. He wants to be tougher than you, or vice versa.
He's definitely tougher than me. A little more old school. Little less, building. A little less willing to build. Deal with the employees that we're kind of don't have in this day and age. Where you have to deal with things a little bit differently than you could have 10 years ago.
Okay. If it means being angry or brusque with them, I would agree with you. If it means I'm going to require you to work while you're at work and freaking come to work, if you call that old school, then you're getting ready to fail.
No, that's not the problem. It's more the first one.
Okay. All right.
It's not. It's more about,
it's how he treats people.
About
how he treats people.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, and it's about putting money back in and, upgrading and continuing to, re-prime the engine or reinvest into the machine.
Yeah, and you're not going to be able to do a lot of that till you get him paid out the way I described that formula, okay?
Right.
But at least he's going to be going really fast. And you got no payments and $900K coming in, you can really do a whole lot.
Yeah, and that's, that would be ideal for me. That would be something that I would like to go for. I think, they were looking, or he's looking for more of a a 30-year amortization, but I told him
No,
I
don't
never
want to
drag
be in
this out
business
that
with you
long.
for 30 years. I don't want to be in debt for 30 years. There's no prepayment penalty. I'm going to pay you out. And you
Right,
could
and I
take all
did
that. He could
clarify
take all
that.
that money and invest it and make more than you're going to be paying him because you weren't going to pay him a high interest rate anyway.
Mm-hmm.
He put in mutual funds, he'll make more on it than you were going to pay him in interest.
Right.
So he doesn't want to keep a low interest 30-year AM. He just thinks he wants steady payments so he can go on to his next thing. He doesn't. He wants $3.6 million in his checking account. That's what he really wants if he's smart. I want it in there as fast as I can get it from you because you might screw this up and I don't get my money.
Yeah.
If I'm
I don't
him,
think
right?
so.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah. From his point of view, yeah, that is a real concern.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. So I don't want to drag
drag
this out 30 years. That's dumber than a rock. I want to get the devil out of Dodge, man. That's the thing. Hey, you're doing good. You're really thinking this through. You have identified the value system differences in the way we treat people and relationships in the business, and that's very important. That's a sign you're going to succeed. And you've got a good nose for how people. Your emotional EQ is excellent. Your emotional quotient. You're seeing this with really good, wise eyes. I like everything you're saying. So I think you're going to do really well. I would just draw this thing to a head by laying something on the table, a little one-page deal sheet that outlines what I just said, and go 12 months from today, we're going to close, and you're going to take 3.6, and you're going to take it as 80% of the profits, and the profits are based on me taking a $75,000 salary and no 125. So your 125 adds to the salary or adds to the profit base, and so you're going to get your money that much faster. And you get to take that money, invest it, and you're going to be like a multimillionaire. You're going to love your life, dude. And sign here, press hard. There's 3 copies. Here we go. Let's get this done.